Since the first film was directed by James Gunn as well, does that make this film a son of a gun? Puns!
The beast's hide is too thick to be pierced from the outside. I must cut through it from the inside.
Huh? No, Drax! Wait a minute! Drax!
What is he doing?
He said the skin is too thick to be pierced from the outside, so
That doesn't make any sense.
I tried telling
Skin
him
is
that!
the same level of thickness from the inside as from the outside.
I realize that!
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. They're back. Marvel bringing back the very quirky space adventure / comedy crew to save the world once again. Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, joined by the rest of the crew, this time with a theme of family. The first time was really well received and made a lot of money. It would be hard to do better with a sequel. Can they pull it off? Here's 5 things you might want to know about Guardians 2. Well, let's kill the suspense right now. Yeah, they pulled it off big time. I loved this movie. Here's what it is. It's so much fun. Through the music cues, through the action, through the adorableness of Baby Groot, through the humor, all of this combines together to just make a really fun experience. Marvel gets it. This is their trump card. When they make their movies, you go to a Marvel movie, you know at least one thing. You're going to have a blast. You're going to laugh. You're going to look at some pretty stuff, and you're going to come out smiling. I had a goofy smile on my face the entire time, except the times I was laughing out loud, which was a lot. This is a fun movie, and that's where it succeeds the most. I already mentioned that Marvel always gives you something beautiful to look at. Can we just camp there for a while? Because I think it's important here for number 2 to mention. This movie's gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. I think this movie gives Doctor Strange a run for its money in the visuals department. And I don't just mean like the action, computer-generated stuff that's happening on the screen, which is absolutely phenomenal. Rocket Raccoon looks incredible in this. I mean the artistic value of it, the beautiful color palette, the way James Gunn frames these shots, or the DP frames these shots. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And amidst such a quirky, fun, goofy kind of movie, to have that artistic thing going on throughout the film, it's really kind of special. The other thing that's happening here, and I have to mention it, can you tell I love this movie? And the first Guardians was like this too. I think they should trademark it. They do something that's very difficult to do, and yet somehow they pull it off. They combine both emotion, deep emotion, with silliness and humor. Not just kind of funny, but silly, really funny humor. And they do it at the same time. Let's call it Glee Motion. There's this thing that happens where you're both laughing and kind of feeling something at the same time, and it's all throughout this movie. Now, it works better in some places than others, but every time it happened, I was like, how are you pulling off this magic trick? How am I both tearing up and laughing at the same time? It's an amazing trick, and not easy to do, so props for pulling it off. You're probably asking yourself right about now, does he have anything negative to say? Well, not yet. Let's go on with another positive. I love these characters. I love this team. Here's the incredible thing they do with Guardians. Not only do you love who they are and enjoy hanging out with them, which is so important, they give them each a story in the movie, and it's kind of mind-blowing. Every main character has a way that they're growing, something that they're moving through. And even some of the secondary characters, it's a real testament to the fact that if you work hard enough, you can find a way to make us care about each individual character, even when there are more than just 1 or 2. Man, I had such a good time at this movie. There were a few things, very minor things, that kind of stood out to me if you want to go towards the negatives. I'm going to give it a yellow because I don't know that everybody's going to be bothered by them like I am. There's a lot of exposition here. There's so much to learn. You talk about the character work. There's so much to learn about their stories that there are several scenes of exposition. But here's the thing. They have so much fun with their exposition. Even when they're telling you the things you need to know for the story, and you know it's just because you need to know it for the story, they're doing it in such a fun way that you don't care. So you're processing the information and still hearing about it. So it didn't really put me off that much, but you can tell it's exposition heavy. Plus, there are some cameos here and there that didn't work for me, but that's so minor. Overall, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is a huge home run for me. I had a blast. So much great things, so many things here to love. I gave it a very solid A. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the best ever challenge here in a bit. Before we do, though, if you want to connect further, I would love that. Let's hang out at Twitter, Aaron Dicer, at Aaron Dicer, AARONDICER. Have a lot of fun and movie conversations there. If you do the podcast thing, come listen to the podcast. SiftPop, SiftPop is the name of the podcast. We do that every week. We'll be talking Guardians with Chris from CinemaSins this week. So we usually have a guest on, and he's the guest this week. We're going to have an absolute blast. Also talk about best ever Chris Pratt movies, which, by the way, is coming up here shortly on this video. And if you want to hang out at YouTube, let's do that. Subscribe, comment, all that kind of fun stuff. I would love to hang out with you here as well. Oh, and thank you so much to a few new patrons who have come through for Your Movie Friend. We actually had our first patron hangout. We're going to do one of those every month, and it was a blast. Had a great time. If you want to be involved, support this channel, keep the movie content coming, I'd much appreciate it. Patreon.com/YourMovieFriend. All right, here we go. On to the best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice in that category. Let's go with best ever Chris Pratt movies. He's been in a lot of great movies. For the best movie that he was ever in, though, I'm going to have to go with the one where he wore his pants like Urkel. That's a really subtle clue, especially considering you don't think of him when you think of this movie. So, but we'll leave it at that. We'll see if anybody can grab it from that. All right, take a guess at mine in the comments. Leave your choice for your favorite Chris Pratt movie there as well. And as always, here's 5 extra seconds to hit subscribe. Just click the logo right down in this corner. Or after that, when my big face pops up in the circle, you can click that as well.